No money, no signature from Victor Osimhen. Give me all of it. I want all of it. That is what he has told Premier League clubs that want to sign him. There are quite many. United is among them, but what exactly is the current situation? Meanwhile, there's a big update about the players out on loan. Well, they are balling, at least most of them, if not all of them, but that doesn't guarantee their return into the Man United team because Rashford and Antony have had their verdicts already made by Manchester United. Meanwhile, big progress, guys, when it comes to Matthew Cunha, because guess what? Personal terms between United and the player have been agreed. Welcome to the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. It's been sort of a couple of unusually long hours without me coming back here to talk to you. But listen, yesterday was so busy. So many of you indeed want to learn how to earn money on the internet, and it's very encouraging. Listen, fam, this is the year, this is the time, the generation you need to position yourself to be able to earn from the internet by learning and understanding the things you have to do, but also when you learn what you have to do, you know what not to do. That's the other key area when it comes to the internet, because people lose money in quick, get-rich-quick schemes which are not there, yet they are practical, proven ways that anyone in every corner of this planet called Earth can earn from the internet, regardless the language, their walk of life, regardless their tribe, height, color, race, everything. The internet is for all of us. I'll just be excited to give you perspective and show you how even you can do it. Book your one-on-one class for $15 if you're out of Uganda. But if you're in Uganda, it's 52,000 Uganda shillings. And trust you me, you will not regret. You will learn, earn, and thank me later, probably. My name is Webb. Let's get it. Now, listen. Victor Osimhen is a money man. No money, no talks with Victor Osimhen. I want my money. Give me my money. That's Osimhen for you. He has made it clear to all Premier League clubs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United. They all want him, but he has said, bare minimum, meet my full salary, which is 12 million euros. Now, if you include the 75 million euro buyout clause, that makes the whole deal quite important, especially quite expensive rather, especially considering the financial fair play regulations. So clubs in England, however much they love the player, and let me speak for Man United now, however much we want the player, he's becoming impossible. He's too expensive. Now, it's one of two things. Either Victor Osimhen will decide to take a pay cut to join a club in the Premier League or Manchester United, which is most likely not going to happen. Or the second option is for Napoli to significantly reduce their asking price because he's within the final year of his contract. So Napoli can bow down and say, we are not losing him for free. So give us, maybe 30% or 40% of his buyout clause and take him. Maybe then you can do the math as Man United and say, okay, if we buy him for this amount, then the wages, if it's a 4-year contract, this is how much it's worth. We can pass. But if that doesn't happen, then chances are high, if neither of the two options happens, chances are high that Victor Osimhen will end up in Saudi, either Al Hilal or any other club in the Saudi Pro League, because they all want him and they've got the funds set aside. They have met him before. They're certainly able to even pay him more than the 12 million euros he's earning currently at Napoli. So it's becoming a very difficult deal, especially because not that the player doesn't want. In fact, he wants so bad to join Man United or the Premier League, but because of the money. Do you blame him? I personally don't blame him. But what then is plan B? Clearly, Man United must have made their decision now that they will move on and focus on Liam Delap, because it's confirmed now that Ipswich is relegated. His buyout clause is already triggered. Now that they are relegated, it can, it's less than 30 million. So Manchester United might be looking to go that way. Now, of course, there are so many of us who will have disquiets about how much Liam Delap can achieve. But for a player who has done it in one season with a relegated team, probably there's every chance in Man United, looking improved under Amorim, he could do something and perhaps upset the odds and perform, especially considering that he's young and affordable. I won't say cheap, but affordable, fairly affordable. So that's the situation with the striker position. But speaking of the man who follows them, that's the 10. The attacking midfielder or forward, call him what you want. Matthew Cunha, who is being brought in not as a 9, but most probably as a 10. According to what we get, personal terms have been agreed between Manchester United and the player, and he's going to get double the £90,000 he has been earning. With Wolves, that's about 180,000 to become among the top earning players at Man United, with the likes of Captain Bruno, name them. Now, certainly, that's a huge, huge deal for Man United, and probably that's as huge as it gets this summer for Manchester United. You don't expect United really to be signing a more expensive player than Cunha, but that shows you that Amorim knows how important it is to have a big, big threat behind the striker, and if the players behind the striker are good enough, most likely the striker will come good by default. And again, except if it's Højlund, some might say, but I've not lost all hope in Rasmus Højlund personally. So if the worst comes to the worst, we get only Dilap, no Osimhen, well, I'll be okay keeping Højlund as a backup to Dilap, and we raise Chido Obi and see how it goes. Listen, we've got certainty to make things happen somehow with whichever players we have. Now, there have been decisions made on the return of Marcus Rashford from Aston Villa and Antony dos Santos. The understanding from around Man United is that neither of the two players is wanted back. They are not returning to Manchester United. That's not an option. However good they perform, they will be looking to offload them. In fact, they want to offload them permanently. For Rashford, certainly there will be a lot of clubs interested in him, given the performance he has put on in his long stint at Aston Villa. And you see how important he has been for them. Even I think he missed the game against Crystal Palace in the semi-final of the FA Cup, and they were beaten, obliterated, battered. And you clearly see how important he's becoming for this Aston Villa team. So if they don't trigger the option to buy him for 40 million quid, then other clubs certainly are looking, watching. They've wanted him before he zeroed down on Aston Villa. There were options out of England. There were other options within England. There were options in Italy, name them. And now that they have even seen how good he can be in another team, they know that the player is still in there. But it was just the atmosphere that wasn't conducive for him to perform. If he can go and bench the designated number 9, the designated starter at Aston Villa in Oli Watkins, the guy who was banging in goals this season for fun, certainly there is a baller in there. So the competition will be there. It will be bigger. And in fact, I feel low-key that if Manchester United had not included the option to buy him for 40 million in the contract with Aston Villa, perhaps they could even have got a club willing to pay them a little more than the 40. But it's not good to be greedy. Take the 40 if Aston Villa offers it, because that's what you had agreed on, or any other club that he would want to join if they offer that amount of money. So that's it with Rashford. Expect him not to return to Man United, and don't even wish for him to return. I wouldn't myself. For Antony, same thing. Betis wanted to keep him on loan again, but they have made it clear, if you want him, buy him. If you can't afford him, we'll get options. But United want to get rid of Antony dos Santos for good. Well, that's a bit of the wrap up of what's going on today, but it's match day, fam. It's a very, very useless game when it comes to positions on the pile. But with this current Manchester United, certainly, every game you play, you want to give your best so that at least the fans feel like you're performing, you're putting in the shift. All we want as supporters is to see a team making effort. So certainly, at 4 p.m. in the early kickoff away to Bournemouth, what effort will which players? Because again, the confusion now is with how many kids Amorim will play. Because certainly he has got to play kids and rest the other players for the more important Europa League clash with Athletic Club. But he has got to also make a balance. Now, which kids are going to come on? Shall we get to see Kone? I think he's the kid I'm more excited to see. What exactly is going to happen? All that we'll see after the game. That will start in just a couple of hours. And trust me, I'll be back to give you the match reaction, regardless how not important this game is viewed by many. Well, be excited at least to watch the kids that will be thrown out there. My name is Webb. I do remind you to come and learn from wherever you are. You come and learn what you can do to earn some money for yourself on the internet, and perhaps even realize that even if you're living life currently without a vision and a dream, this internet can give you a dream and a vision that's realistic to you. If you really, really want to earn, you need to learn how that can happen. Subscribe, like, and share. Drop a comment. Peace, love, and harmony. Cheers.